Hello. I think we're
Hi,
live.
we are. How's it going?
Not bad, thank you. I've got another not asleep yet child, I'm afraid. But
Oh
all
no.
good. Have a tricky bedtime. How are you?
Okay. Yeah, fine. I'm sitting down today. I like to do this standing up usually, but I've broken my ankle, so I have to sit down for a few weeks. Eek.
Shall we introduce ourselves quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
Great. Well, I'm Jules. I'm one of the camp chiefs.
And I'm Lee, and we founded Camp Kindling 5 years ago, and we are looking forward to hosting all of you this year for our 6th year in 2026. So we like to do these Instagram lives every so often because Camp Kindling is a really unique experience. There's nothing else even really close to it. So this is a chance for you to ask us any questions about the experience, about accommodation specifically, which just went on sale for people that have tickets already. Accommodation just all went on sale yesterday. So the way it works is if you have a question for us, just drop it in the comments on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, wherever you are watching, and then we will pick those up over the course of the next half an hour so that we can answer them for you. It can be anything you want to know. We are here to help. We are here to serve you. Jules, do you want to kick us off with some questions?
Yeah, definitely. So this is a question from Jade. Jade says, it's our first time coming and we're coming with 3 children, all of which are neurodivergent. I want to book glamping, but I know my eldest son won't cope with all the spiders and bugs in the tent. What are the boutique tents like? Also, do you have any tips or suggestions for alternative accommodation? Like, are there any local Airbnbs or hotels? So this probably opens up a good chance to just have a quick general chat about camping and the kind of accommodation options that we've got.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll give a quick rundown of the options that we have on site, and then we can talk about off-site options in a bit. So, okay. So all tickets to Camp Kindling include camping with your own equipment in general camping. Now, general camping is like a festival style campsite. So there's no marked out pitches or reserved pitches or anything like that. It's just kind of like everybody finds a space. But I'd say if you have been to a festival before, all the facilities are like a level up from your average kind of festival general camping. So we have nice hot showers and plenty of them. The cabin style toilets, as well as portaloos. So we try and make the facilities really, really good, even though that's just a festival style campsite. So then if you do want a reserved space because you like to have your own sort of marked out space, we do offer a reserved camping for a small extra charge. You absolutely don't need to do that. We just offer that for some people that have requested it. Then if you don't have your own tent, there's a couple of options where we can provide one for you. The first and most cost effective is pre-pitched camping. So that's part of the general campsite, and basically we'll put up a polyester kind of hiking style camping tent, and they go up to 6 people, and you can have that with or without airbeds. And then if you want something a bit fancier, we have a whole separate campsite called boutique camping, and that's where you can get really beautiful canvas bell tents, or wooden cabins with ensuite toilets, or even a safari lodge tent, which is really stunning with a whole ensuite bathroom. So that's kind of the options that we provide. If you've got, actually, I forgot, living vehicles. If you've got your own living vehicle, so a camper van or a caravan or a trailer tent or a car that turns into a some kind of accommodation, like Transformer style, then you can book a pitch in Live-in Vehicles. If you want electricity provided, the only place that we can provide electricity is Live-in Vehicles and Boutique Camping, and that's just like a logistical thing. It's a very difficult thing to provide in the middle of fields, but you can get that there. And then if you're looking to stay off-site, we don't have like a list of recommended like places to stay, because things change so frequently, and we don't feel like we could keep on top of it enough to provide like solid information. But I would suggest using like Airbnb, booking.com, hotels.com to have a look around and see the reviews. There's nothing within like easy walkable distance, and I would recommend like not trying to walk down the country lanes, because they're quite narrow and they could be a bit dangerous. But there's places within like short taxi ride or drop car ride, so you can commute in and out each day. But I would highly recommend staying on site, even if you're not used to camping. We try and provide like a really supportive environment with like the community kind of support each other in terms of like pitching up tents and giving each other tips. We've got, if you go to our help center, we've got at campkindling.co.uk/help. We've got like family camping hacks and like camping guides to help you, and we have a whole rangers team that can help you as well. And camping is just like, it's a magical experience. It's really, really fun for kids. They get an awful lot out of it, and it's nice just to when you're at camp, to not have to go home and feel like you're go home or go off site and feel like you're having to step out of the magical world. It's nice to stay in the thick of it if you can.
And I was just going to say as well, the facilities at Camp Kindling are quite different to a lot of other festivals. People always expect them to be sort of like quite disgusting, and we really take a lot of special attention and care in that, because we know it's super important. And there's like baby changing facilities as well, and showers which are included in your ticket. A lot of places you kind of have to pay extra for hot showers and things like that. So yeah, it is like we try and make it, even just things like the walk from the campsite to the car park is not like super far. There's kind of lots of things we try and do to like help people with that bit of it.
Yeah. And even though like we put all of the like extras and upgrades and things on our website, our aim is not to try and like upsell everybody. Our standard ticket price. Our aim is that is a perfectly great experience. So don't feel you have to at all.
Nice. Enling Chiang says, and I can answer this one, when will we know the actual dates for 2026? So we already do know the dates for 2026. So if you wouldn't mind letting us know like why you aren't sure about the dates, like is there somewhere you've seen, is there some ambiguity? But the dates for 2026 are the 21st to the 24th of August.
Yeah, starts on Friday at midday and ends on Monday at midday. So 3 nights of kind of entertainment and 2 full days of activities. I'm just going to give a shout out while you look at some new questions to Akalum, who says it's their first time coming this year and they've booked boutique camping and they're really excited. We are really excited to host you. We can't wait. Thanks for choosing to join us next summer.
So Sarah is asking, how big are the boutique tents? Are they big enough for me and my family to get dressed in our hawk outfits?
Yes. So the boutique tent. So there's two sort of, there's boutique bell tents, which I think can the maximum capacity there is 4 people, or you can go for an emperor tent, which can take up to 6. So if you want like more a bell tent, you'll be able to stand up in it, but it's like around 1 central pole. So it'll be kind of like you'll be able to stand up, but sort of more centrally. The emperor tents are like sort of they've got 2 poles and they're wider. So if you want to be able to like stand up and have lots of space to move around, I would opt for an emperor tent over a bell tent. If you want loads and loads of space, then there's the ensuite safari lodge.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's campings, yeah.
So as part of boutique camping, there's all the like nice toilets and showers, and then there's a whole pamper room with like makeup stations, with like the kind of, what do you call those mirrors with all the bulbs that you get kind of in.
I think you've
like,
described it. I don't know if it's a specific name, but yeah, vanity mirrors.
Yes, vanity mirrors, and hair dryers and straighteners and things. So that's a great space.
Yeah.
And get dressed up.
Ruccio706 says, can you share a bit more about the exclusive facilities for the safari lodges?
Safari lodges. So safari lodges are part of boutique camping, and so all the like facilities are shared with the rest of boutique camping in terms of like the cafe and bar, and you have access to the pamper room and things. But it has an entire like ensuite bathroom with like, you know, porcelain toilet, full like power shower, separate little like dressing room. So yeah, it's like everything you need in one place for this. Sorry?
Some photos of that on the website that they can have a look at.
Yeah, if you want to look in any of these options in more detail, visually, just go to your emails, and you should have a link to go and click on, and take a look at them. If you haven't got that, then DM us and we'll send it to you.
And RCHO706 is also asking, I know you kind of briefly mentioned there about cafe facilities, but they're saying that there is a special cafe or some of the facilities. Shall I just give them a kind of a summary of some of the stuff? I mean, I can just tell you now. Basically, there's a cafe which is so there's lots of delicious food at Camp Kindling. So around camp, there are many, many different types of cuisines. And in boutique camping itself, there is its own cafe, and it sells like kind of delicious, healthy options, as well as like snacks and coffee and like barista coffee. And but yeah, there's some really nice kind of, I suppose, the thing that I was most surprised at or excited by, I guess, is that you can get really delicious but healthy feeling food there, which is great. And we also have lunch packs as well, don't we? If you as a family, that's for anyone, that's not just boutique camping, but if you as a family want to sort your lunches out and not have to think about it, you can order one of our lunch packs.
Yeah, they'll be available from sort of early 2026 to book. But yeah, they're a handy thing to be able to book.
You'd have to be like pretty organised to be booking your lunches now, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Our entire brand is based on organised fun, Jules. I think people pretty organised.
That is true. Okay, I'm going to pop over to YouTube. Hi, Jane Alam. How accessible is the campsite for children with disabilities?
So it depends on the actual requirements. So if you go to our help center, campkindling.co.uk/help, and you just search in there accessible, that will pop up with our we've got a couple of guides on the accessible kind of like provisions that we have for different types of needs, and how to like apply for access to those. We're working with a new partner this year to deal with that and help us with that. And that is the Nimbus Access Card. So head over to there, have a read, see what's available, and if you've got any further questions, you can contact that partner that we're working with, or you can just DM us, and one of our team will be happy to help you.
Nice. I'm going to stick on the kind of accommodation themed questions at the moment, just so we're kind of keeping them all together. Kelly on Facebook saying, just book the boutique camping, as this is what I had at Camp Wildfire. And for anyone that doesn't know, Camp Wildfire is our adults event. It's the week and the other week after. And 2 children aged 2 and 8, and booked 2 double beds for the Bell Suite tent. Are these beds low rise or as high as the singles that we had at Camp Wildfire?
They will be the same height as Camp Wildfire. So I can't Jules, how to describe how high the beds are.
I would say 2 foot high.
The ground. Yeah, they're
We
not
could
as high as like a home, you know, a home full-size bed, but slightly lower than that.
We could probably get an exact measurement on that soon. If you want to DM us, we can get some. I'm sure somebody can find that out.
You know, also for your 2-year-old, we can provide cots. I think drop us a DM to confirm that. But I'm pretty sure that we can provide cots if you need them for toddlers.
Nice. Yes, Anora Travel says, hello, I booked a deluxe bell tent for me and my daughter. Will be 3 years old this summer. Do we have a private shower and toilet? I don't really know what we need to bring with us.
No, so bell tents don't have private toilets and showers, like as in for that individual tent. If you want that, you'd have to book a safari lodge or a cabin. They're the only ones with kind of like ensuite. For all the bell tents and emperor tents, it's shared sets of kind of like upgraded toilet and shower blocks that are very fancy and nice.
Anora Travel says, what time is the best time to arrive on the first day? It's like a little bit down of the Friday.
Yeah, I'd say you know, as early as possible for like midday.
Yeah, so so you can get into the campsites from midday, and then you have a few hours to set your tent up and to like kind of meet your neighbours if you want to and chill for a bit, and then everything kind of kicks off around 5 o'clock, sort of around then.
Yeah.
Dustaway Housekeeping Services says, spending my birthday with you guys. That's nice.
Yeah, happy birthday for summer.
Okay, this is changing the subject slightly. Now we're going to go on to activities for a minute. So this is Lisa. Lisa says, can you explain a bit more about booking onto the activities, please? It was the first time coming, a family of 4 kids, 13 and 7. Thanks.
Explain about booking the activities.
Sorry,
okay.
It's a family of 4 kids, 13 and 7, not 4 kids, 13 and 7.
Okay. But okay, so activities, right? And how
I didn't
works.
know if you were going to give them an example for their family, and then it would have been an activity example.
I know them well enough, quite well enough.
Yeah, that's true.
But okay, so activities. So everybody's tickets includes activities, like a number of activity credits that you can use for activities, which take place on Saturday and Sunday during the day. Games, which kind of happen every evening between about 5:30 and 7:30. That's all included as like unlimited games, and then unlimited entertainment across 4 entertainment spaces. So about 4 to 6 weeks, I think 4 weeks before the event, so we're talking late July, you will have access to something we call enrollment, which is where you go on our website and you can choose how to use your activity credits to book into activities, and you can also plan your schedule for where you might want to go for the games and entertainment. Those activity credits, you can add extra credits if you need more, and so you'll either have 45 credits if you've got an elementary ticket, 90 credits if you've got a standard ticket, or unlimited credits if you have a dynamo ticket. And basically the credit system just helps us kind of make sure that the activities are fairly distributed. The amount of credits basically represents the cost that it costs us to deliver that activity. So depending on what you're kind of interested in, you could be using 5 credits to do an activity, or I think the highest one is 40 credits, maybe something like that, 45 credits, something like quad biking. So you get to log in and choose. Activities then are it's all on a first come first served basis. So you want to kind of be there to do that nice and early. But there's plenty of activities available for everyone. We will do loads of these lives and give you loads of information ahead of enrollment opening. So I'd say just don't worry about it until about 6 weeks before when we start contacting you about enrollment. There's also loads of like free drop-in activities. I say free because they don't use any credits, that you don't need to enroll in. You can just kind of like, they're there just to like fill all the little gaps between your other activities. So things like the airdrop, or climbing walls, or archery. There's like lots of stuff dotted around to make sure every minute is taken up with like lots of fun and joy for you.
Yeah, there's so much to do. It's absolutely brilliant fun. Also, if you've got younger kids as well, the thing I found when I had a littler child, like a sort of a, I guess like we call them babies, but like sort of a 1 or 1.5-year-old, the actual forest and the environment itself is so great for kids. It's beautiful, and there's loads of different sort of environments within Camp Kindling. So there's like a really foresty area, and then there's a more sort of open area with like big trees, and like, yeah, it's just great walking around. You know what it's like. Get their wellies on and just go for a little walk. So Kelly says, with the tickets we have bought, I believe we get 90 credits. When your child goes on, say, the quads, is there an option for the parent to go on as well? And if so, would this cost credits?
Yeah, so all the activities at Camp Kindling are designed for, not all, the majority of activities at Camp Kindling are designed for parents and kids to do together. That's like the whole thing, is you get to share these moments of like bonding through trying new things, through learning together, through discovering, through them laughing at your inability to do some of the things that they are maybe quite good at, which is always good fun. So the majority of things you have to do together. There's some exceptions to that. So children that are 12 years or old or over, during the daytime, they can navigate around the festival by themselves, and they can partake in a lot of activities by themselves without somebody like being a guardian. Or we also offer some activities which are kids-only activities. So that's basically like some free childcare that's included in your ticket. So you can book in like an infant or a junior into one of those. And the purpose of those is really for maybe like single-parent families or like mixed age group families, to give you a chance to like drop off one kid so they can have fun doing something, with kids their age for an hour and a half, and they're looked after by like trained and qualified nannies, and allows you to go off and do something with one of your other kids, so you can do something more special as a kind of like one-on-one experience with them. So yeah, hopefully that answers about how the activities work.
Great. Yes. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. It's SUZHCH20 says, my daughter will be almost 4 when we come. She has autism. Is there anywhere sensory safe, but also not too overwhelming for her?
Yeah, firstly, just like the whole forest is very, is like, there's lots of like space there where things are not, it's not too crowded, and it's possible to kind of like find little pockets always. There's 3,500 people attend Camp Kindling. Half of those are adults, half of those kids. Which sounds like a lot, but then when you look at like how much space it's spread over because of all the activities, there's like it's very like diffuse, so it's always possible for you to kind of move away from anything that's too stimulating. We do have a like dedicated kind of sort of space for people to get away from things, which is called the retreat, and that's like a sort of a space to support adults and kids with like neurodivergent needs or mental health needs. So there's a whole team, including like trained counselors and therapists to kind of like help out in the retreat space, and that's like right pretty much in the like center of camp, so you can access that quite easily.
Nice. Ravel says, do you do breakfast?
Yes, not me personally, but there's loads of great breakfast options. Yeah, you can get like a full English or like a nice like breakfast bap, or like breakfast rolls, yeah, tons of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. RCHO 706 says, will there
Even
be...
actually, this might be useful. The camp, so there's a camp kitchen. So there's all the like street food traders, which do really great stuff. But there's also like a camp kitchen, which is like a sort of a communal dining area, of like lots of options for like breakfast, lunch and dinner, and that's got things like cereals and mueslis and fresh fruits and yogurts and things like that. So I just discovered that this year, and that was my favorite place actually in the end. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. Dustaway Housekeeping says, can all of this information come out in an email with prices and times, etc.? I think they might have been referring to their previous question, which was to do with, okay, maybe not. Maybe that was just what you were talking about earlier with activities potentially. But that does actually loop into someone else's question, which says, will there be a list or a guide that describes what activities, etc., are available for certain age groups, e.g. up to 5 years, 6+, etc.?
Yeah, so the enrollment system that I mentioned earlier has like all sorts of clever filters, so you can filter to show like which things work for your family, which things work for like the different age groups in the like time that you have available, and you'll have access to that for like I think a week or 2 weeks before enrollment opens, so you can spend lots of time exploring what's available on this year's program and before enrollment opens. So yeah, all that information will be there for you. Yeah. And it sounds, I'm making enrollment sound like a lot of work, which in one way it is like it's a little bit more effort upfront to sign in and see all that stuff and to plan your weekend, but overall it pays off massively, because it means when you arrive at the event, you're not having to think about like, oh, where should we go now? You're not having to worry about like going to the other side of the site to an activity and there being a massive queue, because you know when you enroll in an activity using your credits, you get a space, and all of the activities are, you know, it's not like massive activities. Most of them are at like 10 to 20 spaces in that activity, so you know it's suitable for the age group. You know what's going to be happening. You can get your kids prepared for that. You know you've got your space, and you can plan like sensible routes, so you're not kind of going all over the place. So it means when you arrive, you can really kind of just relax and like get into the flow of the event and have a really good time.
And what I love about it as well is the way that it's kind of spread out means that you also get to go past drop-in activities. So if you've got extra time, you can do extra things, or like you might want to slow it down. And yeah, it's like it's really great how you're kind of like discovering things as you go. And obviously you've got your timetable, you'll have already enrolled and everything. So yeah, it just sort of takes you on a little bit of adventure. Actually, on talking about timetables, Dustaway Housekeeping says, is there a timetable for all the games and entertainment as well?
Yeah, that will all be enrollment. Everything that, you know, like the whole weekend will be there, so you can peruse everything and make all your plans.
Okay, RCHO 706 says, can we upgrade credit packages at any time? I.e., I've already booked a package, but I might want to upgrade so I have access to a large number of activities, etc.
So if you think you might want more credits, you can do that one of two ways. You can either upgrade your tickets, you can do that at any point, and it costs the same as if you were to have gone for that other ticket originally, or you can buy extra credits in like multiples of 5. I'd recommend you don't need to like worry about doing anything like that until we sort of open up like the program and enrollment to have a look at, because then you can see what activities are available, what different credit values they are. So you know, you don't want to kind of upgrade and then decide that we don't need it or want it. I mean, we're if you do end up upgrading and not needing it or buying extra credits or not using them or something, we're reasonable about those things. Yeah, I'd say like there's no rush.
Will there be priority access even for enrolment to activities like you have done with early bird tickets, as well as accommodation booking?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Will there be priority access for enrolment to activities like you have done with early bird tickets?
Yes. So there is priority enrollment, which is only included with Dynamo tickets. So if you want that, you need to upgrade or book a Dynamo ticket.
You may have kind of vaguely already mentioned this, I think, but they said, when do activities go on live, online enrolment?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's either 4 or 6 weeks before the event. Something about that. By the time we do the next one of these, I will get those dates confirmed so that I can give exact dates. But
and don't worry, you will definitely know because we will email you.
Yeah.
Mama Ninjando says, is it suitable to bring dogs? We have 2 Labradors. They love free running, not great on leads.
We're not allowed any dogs, I'm afraid. That's for a couple of reasons. One, it would be very dangerous because of all the activities, dangerous for the dogs and dangerous for people, them interfering with people doing activities, and also for the local wildlife on the estate. Dogs can be quite disruptive to the local ecology of the site. So the site owners have asked us to not bring any animals onto site other than registered medical assistance dogs. And if you do have a medical assistance dog, you need to go onto our website, into the help center, and find the application for that and make sure that it's all arranged in advance, and we have the evidence to pass over to the partners that we work with.
Do you have bikes for hire? Sorry if this was already asked. I've just joined.
No, we don't. Not for generally moving around. Again, it's a sort of a safety thing. I think once you kind of come and see, that will make sense to you. If we have cycling activities, we have had mountain biking and BMXing before, bikes will be provided as part of those activities, but we don't do anything for kind of just generally cycling around.
Kelly says, have you got a PDF of the list of activities and the costs of them you could email out?
We don't now. We are still programming, so it takes us a whole year to program the activities, to decide what we're going to include, and to work with all the different expert activity providers to make all the plans for that. So that won't be available until much closer. There's lots of things that are there every year. Things like quad biking, archery, aerial trapeze, raft building. There's lots of things that are there every year, and so you could go back, I think, and look at last year's activity list and see, for example, some of the credit values of those. But yeah, we won't have this year's program until we announce it in next summer. But at that point, all the credit numbers will be available.
Great. Whale says, hello everyone, I'm from Mesopotamia, meaning Iraq. Greetings to you all.
Greetings. Hello.
Hello. Kelly says, absolutely love that you've opened up a shop. Well done, guys.
Yeah, woo. It took us
finally
to get around to that, but we did it.
For anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, is we have something at Camp Kindling called the Wildkind stores, and it basically sells everything that you could ever want to sort of adorn yourself as either one of our patrols. There's lots of things, sort of different color things for patrols. There's also loads of merit patches you can collect for activities, pins, patches, jumpers, all sorts of things. And for many years, people have been asking us if we can sell them sort of over the winter and the rest of the year and do an online store. And on last Thursday or Wednesday, we opened our online Wildkind stores, which is extremely exciting.
Nice. Very good.
Beverly says, when you open enrolment, is it first come, first served?
Yes, it is.
Great. And okay, Kelly says, we have standard tickets at the minute. Is it possible to upgrade just one of our 4 tickets to a Dynamo ticket to allow my 8-year-old to have a vast choice of activities?
No, that won't work because your 8-year-old will need to be accompanied on those activities by a guardian. So at least one adult would also need to have a Dynamo ticket for that to work. Yeah, families generally should have like the same ticket type because you're going to be doing a lot of the stuff together. It would be possible, say, for like, if you've got a family of 4, 2 parents and 2 kids, for like 1 parent and 1 kid to have a standard and 1 parent and 1 kid to have a Dynamo, and you do things kind of in those pairs, and sometimes maybe you could arrange to be together, but generally we advise all being on the same ticket type just for like clarity and ease.
What was the outcome of the hot tubs for adults and children?
We're still working on that.
We opened it up. Yeah, so just for context, so we have a sanctuary, which is a really wonderful, very idyllic part of the Pinetum, which has hot tubs, and it has a bar, and it has wellness treatments, and it has a pamper room and hot showers. And up till now, it's always been just for adults. And we opened up a question last week about whether people would, some different options of how they would prefer the hot tubs to be used. So we're kind of, working on that now, would you say?
Yes, we're going to work through that across the next couple of months, and we'll have some answers on that in January, and then whatever we have decided will be available to kind of to book from the end of January.
Shannon, so I'm going to answer your question about patrols. Shannon's asking, does my whole family need to be on the same patrol, and how do I choose my patrol? So for anyone that's kind of doesn't know what we're talking about when we say patrols, is there are 4 patrols at Camp Kindling: fox, hawk, squirrel and badger. It is part of Camp Kindling, which is, I would say, the most brilliant, silly, fun, competitive bit, but it's also not obligatory at all. So it kind of depends on if you want to get involved or not. If you do want to get involved, you can join one of those patrols. You can join as a family, and your whole family can choose a patrol. Or if you want to have a little bit of conflict in your family, you are very welcome to have different patrols within your family. There's no kind of segregation or anything like that, so you're not going to get split up or anything like that. You can choose to sit at different places whilst watching the patrol games if you want to, but really it's just one big family. So the answer to your questions is you can choose whichever patrol you like, and no, you don't have to have the same if you're happy with that within your family.
I'm keen to hear from people that want conflict in their family, Joss.
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess it depends. If you're maybe a badger and a hawk, because I know badgers are like pretty just like content with being badgers. And
there are people that I've met that are like they call themselves squadgers because they're like half squirrel, half badger.
Really?
I've got divided loyalties between 2 patrols, and there's all sorts of like hybrids going on. Unofficial. So it's all very tongue-in-cheek. So we do plan to actually like create some fun things this year to help people understand the patrol thing. So making like a sort of a fun like digital like patrol like sorting hat type thing that you can use, and some fun stuff like that. So that stuff will be coming kind of in the build up to next summer as we start to build up the excitement.
Cool. We've got about 5 more minutes, I think, and there's probably about 5 more questions. So if you have still want to ask a question, feel free to drop that in, but let me go through these last ones. So can you tell us the best way to come from London by public transport, please?
You want to take a train from Blackfriars or London Bridge, I think, on the Thames Link. on the Thames Link or Southeastern that go to Borough Green and Rootham Station, which is spelled Borough, B-O-R-O-U-G-H, and Rootham is W-R-O-T-H-A-M, and that's the nearest station. And then we have a shuttle bus that goes from that station up to the site. So that's the best way. Thank you for travelling on public transport. That's great.
That is great. Do the safari lodges have heating source? Probably won't need it in August, but curious.
I don't know. We will have to get back to you on this one. Ali, could you pop that in a message on the operations channel so we can find that out? You say probably won't need it in August, but sometimes actually, because we're in a forest, and particularly if it's hot days, sometimes it can get very chilly overnight. So you want to bring lots of layers. Even though it's August, the temperature can drop quite quickly at night. And so you want to bring some jumpers with you.
Good tip. Is there any Wi-Fi or mobile network available at location? And what's that like, just in case? Wink.
There's patches like where there's good mobile network, and it's gotten better over the last few years. I am personally on 3 mobile, and it was quite fine for me last year. But I do know
some, quite good as well, I think.
Some networks struggle. I'm not sure which ones. But we also provide Wi-Fi at the bars for you to be able to access WhatsApp, so you can WhatsApp your family to keep in touch, to WhatsApp us. So we have a support WhatsApp where you can just message our team, and we'll get back to you if you need help with things, and to access enrollment on your phone. We do block things like social media on that network though, because we don't want people to get out of the zone. We want to keep you in the fun zone, but we provide Wi-Fi for essential services to make your life as easy as possible.
Thanks. So I think the last question, just quickly from Kelly, is oh no, another one's popped in after that. So just with regards to the question that you answered for Kelly earlier about their 8-year-old and could they get a Dynamo ticket, they've said, is my 8-year-old able to do any activities on her own? With the activities that she needs a guardian, would I have to pay the same amount of credits to join her, or are guardians free?
So your 8-year-old will be able to do some junior only activities on their own, which is where we basically provide trained nannies as their guardian. In that case, your 8-year-old would use their credits, and it wouldn't use any of your credits. For other activities where you're doing activities together, you would both have to use the same amount of credits. So if it's a 10-credit activity and you enroll on it for you and your 8-year-old, it would deduct 10 credits from your allowance and 10 credits from your 8-year-old's allowance. And as I said earlier, our activities are designed for parents and kids to be doing together. It's all about that bonding experience of doing an activity together, and the activities will challenge your kids, and the activities will challenge you.
Guaranteed. Okay, there's one final comment, which is a lovely one to finish on. It's from Debbie, and Debbie says, I've been the past 2 years with my grandchildren, and they have chosen different patrols to each other. They love the competitive nature of it, and it's always with Camp Kindling. It's done in a friendly way. No booing. We can't wait to join you all again. And there's a little fox and a little badger emoji.
Wonderful. Ah, great. Well, yeah, that's a lovely note to end on. Yeah, that's what it's all about, being friendly and silly and just all having a nice time together. So
we should also say that kind of does embody. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind you. I was going to say that does kind of embody the spirit of so many of the guests that come, and Lee and I can't take credit for that at all, but there are so many wonderful humans that come to Camp Kindling. If you're a solo parent, or if you are slightly shy, or if you're neurodivergent, there's so many wonderful, friendly people in the community. So you are not alone. And we have a couple of really great Facebook groups of communities if you'd like to join them in advance and chat to some people that have been before you make a decision, or if you'd like to get any information as well, they're great.
Awesome. Cool.
Oh, one thing Ali's just said say, our social media manager said, please mention that all of our lives will be posted to the feed and he will answer any other questions as well. So if you've got any more, please just go to the live when it's posted, add your question, and then he'll answer those for you.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and for your questions. We'll be doing more of these throughout next year. I think the next one will be in January. A couple of quick reminders. If you've already got tickets and you want to book accommodation, that's available for you to book now. You should have received a link to do that earlier. Some items are limited and will start to sell out soon. So for your first preferences, make sure you do get in early. Then for those of you hoping to get tickets when they go on sale tomorrow, it's tomorrow at 10 a.m. We advise being there early. Over 85% of all tickets for Camp Kindling 2026 are sold out. So will probably be completely sold out by January or February at the latest. And there's just there's 500 tickets left, and I think 100 of them go on sale tomorrow, or a third of those are available tomorrow, so they won't last very long. So if you want an early bird one to save £20 on every ticket in return for booking early, get in there tomorrow so you can get one of those and make a nice saving for your family.
Great. Thank you very much. It was really great to speak to you all, and have a lovely rest of the evening. And we will see you soon, I guess.
Cool. Happy fireworks night.
Happy fireworks night. Bye.